Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of John Chorus. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it on itch.io. And if you want to support these people or get a newer version earlier, you can go to their Patreon. So in last Let's Play, we hung out in the forest for a little bit, took a picture of ourselves, and then tried to go back into the forest. No wait, then we met Torulf, who was extremely flirtatious. And yeah, then we tried to go back in the forest, but we didn't have a jacket, so we couldn't go after Klaus. So then we decided to go to the cafeteria and talk to Bjorn. But now we're going to Torulf again, instead of Mako, my friendo. Anyways, let's go with the horny guy. Time moves so slowly here. Nothing here changes. Since our return to the guest house, no one else passed through here. No one entered, no one left. The gray clouds behind the window barely moved, and it already stopped snowing. If not for the constant ticking of the clock, one would think that even the time stood still here. I find it really comforting. If the time doesn't move, then I don't have to either. For the first time in God knows how long, I feel like I have all the time in the world. That just feels so good sometimes. My thoughts are a blanket I wrap myself in. They flow gently like a calm river, coming in waves, leaving no trace behind them. Sudden paw pat steps breaks me out of my trance-like state. Was I just falling asleep? I look at the entrance and see Torulf standing there in a glazed corridor, looking outside. Against the backdrop of the gray sky, he looks pretty dramatic, like a figure from Caspar David Bakedrick's painting. Okay, you got me. Let me move these things. Caspar. Let me put this in, there we go. That way you don't see any sort of weird things. Can we get that window? Yeah, let's put it like that. There we go. What is it, display capture? No, it would be window capture. There you go. Caspar David Frederick the Third. Discard, please. Discard, please. You didn't discard that. Remove. And we're still recording? Excelente. Let's move that from the screen. And my face is still good. A bit high, though. Here we go. Without even thinking of what I'm doing, I hop onto my paws and start walking in his direction. I was laying down a bit too long for that apparently, though, because I immediately start feeling dizzy and my field of vision blurs. After leaning against the wall, I think that my inner are a bit unhealthy. I don't know, and that's when Torulf turns around and notices me. Damn, Dark, are you alright? He rushes towards me, grabbing my shoulders and looking at my face with horror. Seeing the frightened look on his face, I get pretty spooked myself, but the absurdity of the situation hits me when I start laughing. Torulf looks at me with immense confusion, and I laugh even harder. Are you feeling well? Do you have a fever or something? I finally recompose myself and take a step back. Sorry, I just got up too fast. And here I rush to your rescue, bravely concerned about you. He shakes his head, looking at me with disappointment. What are you doing here, Dark? Like, just in the common area? Well, I didn't really have anything to do, so I was just relaxing on the couch before I saw you here. He looks at me suspiciously. Unacceptable. How about we find something to do together then? What do you have in mind? Actually, not much, but I'm sure we can find something. Well, that's disappointing. Hey, sorry I don't have some great plan prepared. I didn't think I'd need to come here with one. We could always just sit here in the lobby. And wouldn't it be better... Wait, wouldn't it be better to go sit in a room? Wait, what is it? Oh yeah, sit in a room? Actually, why are you sitting here instead of your room? Oh wait, I know. I want to go check out the common space. You want to tag along? I'm glad he didn't wait for an answer, because I don't really feel like explaining it all again. Common space? What do you want to do there? I think there's a record player there. I want to see if the albums see what albums do they have, and just lounge a bit. That would be fun. That would be fun enough with company of a cute tiger like you. A record player? Huh, I haven't seen one in a long time. I haven't noticed it's there, but then sorry, I'm thinking of a story about a record player. It's actually a bit funny, but that's another time. But then I'm only peeked into the common space. I've only peeked into the common space before. Good idea. Why not? Great. Let me lead the way then. We moved to the common space. I went past it a few times before, but never paid much attention to it. It's divided into two parts, with a snooker table in the separate room and a few armchairs and couches arranged around a table on the other. I wonder if that means that, what's his name's gonna be here. Also, I don't remember the snooker table, but I guess there's always a figure in this general area, you know? Also, the creepy red kid picture again. It's definitely an old one that fits the room very well, adding a lot of charm to it. There is also a fireplace that certainly adds to the coziness. It is obvious a lot of attention was put into the design of the space. I like it here. He sits down on the sofa and points wordlessly at the space next to him, clearly expecting me to sit there. Okay, flirty McFlirt. I take a spot next to him reluctantly. We're so close to each other that I'm almost snuggled against him. He has been nothing but nice to me, but this feels a bit weird. It's like he's trying to get in my pants. I mean, it's like the second time we're seeing each other, and I barely know him. It feels like our friendship progresses much faster on his part than on mine. It's quite hot in this room with a burning fireplace, but I especially feel it now, sitting next to Torulf. I wonder if that would be a wood one or a gas one. I take my sweater off and throw it onto the armrest before turning back to the tiger. Torulf, tell me something about yourself. So far, I only know what you study and where you live, and it doesn't really say anything about you as a person. Torulf nods and lifts a finger in a stopping gesture. Sure, but first, let's play some music. Some of the albums are already scattered on the table, and with a record player, and Torulf leans in and takes a better look at them. We have some good ones here. Do you have any preferences? Oh, they have a new Nimble Foxes album. I was listening to that a lot lately. I have an idea, though. Let's pick something neither of us knows. Fine by me. Maybe this one. Picks one of the albums. It has a white cover with a tiger sitting on an orca-shaped rock among flowers, looking at a sunset. It's vivid and colorful, but at the same time feels contemplative in a way. This cover art looks interesting. Buildings like radiators. Weird name for a band. Do you know of them? No, never heard the name. Okay, let's try this one then. It takes the black record out of the sleeve and puts it on the record player. The first notes of the track play a small wooden speaker standing on both sides of the player. Soft acoustic guitar that fills the space well. The record players have their charm. I haven't seen one in a long time. There was one trendy jazz cafe in Helsinki that had one. I've been there twice. That was the last time probably. I've heard people likening the vinyls to analog photography, but I think the comparison misses the point. With analog photography, the focus is on the medium and its limitations, and the end result is usually visibly different from digital photography, but it's not really the case with analog records. I don't agree that they sound vastly different unless the record is scratched or dirty, but with vinyls, the focus is on the ritual itself. Admiring the album cover, taking the record out of the sleeve, cleaning it first properly, then dropping the needle, and observing how the vinyl record revolves on the plate. It's much more absorbing than just playing a song on Stripify. So, what'd you like to know? Maybe tell me why you chose to study experimental biology. Oh, that's a complicated story. So, I'll start with saying, I first got a bachelor's degree in computer science and worked for a few years as a web developer. I got my first job when I was still studying, but when I got my degree, I was offered a much better position elsewhere. I accepted it, of course. Everything was going well. I was earning more than I had ever hoped for, while doing less than I thought I would ever have to. But I'm not one to ever stay in one place. After the second year there, I started to feel bored of it all. I never had a thrilling job, but for a while I liked what I was doing. I didn't see myself as doing that same thing for the rest of my life, though. After 2 years of working, I had enough money saved to quit and live off the savings for a long while. I don't know if you've ever heard of the term mini-retirement, but that's pretty much what I did. I retired, just not permanently. So I found myself having a lot of time to think some stuff through, and decided what I wanted to do with my life. And I understood that I wanted to do something more substantial. I wanted to be at the frontier of science. I wanted to work on something groundbreaking. Something actually meaningful. So after some research, I decided to go into experimental biology. It's pretty much it. Not very interesting, is it? Wow. That's a lot of new facts. I thought you'd maybe be a year or two older than me, but that would mean you're 24? 26, actually. I finished my studies, worked for 2 more years, traveled around the world for a year, and then ended up here. God, how would you travel around the world? Like, people do that, but I'm like, what would be the SOP for that, you know? I guess it wouldn't be a standard operating procedure for traveling the world, you know? Traveling around the world? Where were you? Mostly Asia. China, Taiwan, Thailand, Vietnam, Japan, Korea. Those countries really fascinate me, because they're highly developed, but the cultures is so much more different. I never felt at home there, but somehow I still kept coming back. Hey, how about we get a bit more comfortable? He puts his arm around me and snuggles me against himself. It's so sudden, and I don't even protest, although I have to admit that it feels nice. His intentions are pretty clear. I don't know what to think of it yet, though. He certainly is a handsome tiger, but not only I just met him today, he is also older than me by a lot more than I expected. Since he's like 26, what would the main character be? He's in college, first year's like 18, 19 or something like that? Which might be hot, actually. I mean, that looks kind of cute. He does look quite a bit bigger there, because femboy, a bit bigger than a femboy. Well, I'll worry about that later. I lay down sideways on the sofa, wrap my arm around him, and rest my head on his chest. I should have snuggled last time. He in turn snuggles me up closer and pets my head with his other paw. It's nice. I could probably spend a whole day like this. I can hear a deep rumble rising from his chest. Looks like he's enjoying himself too. Oh, he's purring! I rest my snout against his chest. He smells really nice and fresh, with no hint of musk. Damn. He certainly takes care of himself, and it shows. My paw runs along his side slowly, exploring his body. I've never cuddled like that with anyone before, and now I want more. I wrap my arms around him and hold him and hold on to him closely while he keeps petting my head, his other paw snuggling me on into himself. The vinyl record keeps revolving, the tiny needle making a lap after lap through the black grooves. The speaker fills the room with the mellow sound of a guitar and occasional pops and cracks of the record. Torulf presses the tip of his snout against my head. His warm breath tickles my skin. You're cute, you know that? Yeah, you've told me already. My words come out muffled in his fur, but I don't care. I don't want to let go of him. The flame flickers in the fireplace, illuminating the room with a warm glow. I don't even care if someone sees us. I feel like we're the only two creatures in the whole world. This room is the only place that really exists. I cling to this moment with my whole consciousness. He smells so nice. I want cuddles. Different view. And then Lake's up there being like, dude, gay! I open my eyes. There's a wooden ceiling high above me. I look around, disoriented. I'm in the common space. The wood on the fireplace is still burning. Okay, so it's wood. And even sun pours through the windows. I must have slept only a few minutes. Slowly, I start to remember why I'm here. Looks like Torulf is gone already. I stand up, stretching out and yawning. I really needed that yap. Bug. I feel much more rested and energized now. The sweater's still laying on the armrest. I pick it up and put it back on. The vinyl is still revolving on the record player, even though the album has ended. Looks like it's fully manual model. I lift the tone arm and put the record back on the sleeve. Then I leave the common space and start walking back to the lobby and stretch my legs. I wonder where Torulf went. I never asked him about his room number. I wouldn't even know where to look for him. Although I'm sure we're going to bump into each other again soon. Damn, just leaving me out like that. Bastard. Well, I know swimming pool is ruined in Devon, and I'll be naked, so how about we try sauna with Lake? Dark. Before I even finish knocking, the door snaps open to taking me by surprise. The other side of the door is my lion friend who grabs me by the sleeve and pulls me into his room. Damn it, I'm gonna have to censor that. Come on in. Oh, I have to censor that deer butt too, but that's another time. And sorry for the mess, I've just came back here myself a moment ago. I had no time to tidy up. I have no choice but to enter the room, pulled in by Lake. Suddenly, he realizes that what he's doing and lets go of my cuff, blushing. Oh, I think I got a little carried away. Sorry. Pat his head twice, shaking my head. It would take much more to anger me, Lake. He says nothing, apparently still embarrassed. Damn, he's cute. Somehow, he's even cuter when he's flustered like this. Look around the room, expecting to see clothes and trash on the beds and floor after Lake's words, but there's not even a single t-shirt lying around. There are a few books lying on the desk, and a suitcase on the floor, and a pack of nuts on one of the beds. If he calls this a mess, I wonder why he thought of my room back at the dorms. The room itself is bigger than mine, but there are two beds, both smaller than the one in my room, and a bigger window. Where's Jorgen? Jorgen, you're all alone here? He went outside with a book. He said that it's nicer than the inside, and he's going to spend the whole day indoors. He's not going to spend the whole day indoors. I agree with him, but I've just been on a walk. Now all I want to do is warm myself up. Oh, Dark, how about you go to the sauna now? What do you say? How can I say no to those puppy eyes? Those puppy cat eyes. Or, in this case, lion eyes. Not like I'm planning or declining anyway, I'm looking forward to it just as much as he is. I say that it's just what I wanted to hear. Let's go. And here we are. Entering the locker room, I'm greeted by a distinctive smell of chlorine. There is only one joint locker room for the sauna and pool, so it's not a surprise. Oh right, I'm gonna have to be naked for this too. As I take full lungful of it, I instantly flooded with a wave of memories from various locker rooms I've been in throughout my life. So much sex. And chlorine. This one's fairly small, which is to be expected from a moderately sized guest house, with just around 15 lockers in 2 rows, 2 benches between them. Wait, what? 15 lockers? Like 15 on one side, 15 on another? Never mind. We're the only ones here at the moment, but the 2 lockers are already taken. I hope those two are at the pool. I suppose at the sauna here, we'd be big enough for the 4 of us, but I hoped it would, but I hoped I would be there alone with, like, sorry, sometimes my brain just goes, especially when reading for a long time. It's easier to talk when it's just the 2 of us. You know, kind of like when you're reading manga for a long time and you there's a noticeable slowdown point. I took my socks and shoes off back at the door, so now I only have to stash them in the locker. Link chooses a locker on the opposite wall, stashing his flannel shirt into it. I should hurry up. The tiled floor feels so cold on my bare paws. Taking off my t-shirt, I shiver in the cold, humid air. I mean, I guess you could just use a towel. Locker rooms always make me feel a bit giddy. I guess it's probably the case for most gay and bi guys. Not for me, really. I'm just there to take off my clothes and put on other clothes. I wonder how people feel when, like, I have big biceps and yams and pecs. I was thinking pecs, but biceps, pecs, and then I whip out my dick. I mean, don't whip it out for long, because I'm putting on clothes. And, you know, it's an all ages, thing, and I don't want to whip out my dick in front of a kid walking by. I'm not like those older people who are like, I'm going to read a newspaper. Oh, there's a bunch of kids walking through. Hi, kids, I'm just going to read this newspaper with my balls out. Nope, never going to be them. Like, I don't care if my dick's out. I just care if my dick's out around, like, people that would be scarred of seeing it. Like, I didn't want to see old people dick. Not as a kid. No. These days, still don't want to. Anyways, it's no coincidence. There's so many gay fantasies involving locker rooms. It's the first place where we can explore sexuality, even if we have to do it sneakily. I mean, there's the internet. Taking curious glances in the locker rooms is probably how most of us started. No, personally, it was YIF. While I got lost in my thoughts, Lake already stripped to his underwear and put all of his clothes in the locker. In Finland, nudity is nothing out of the ordinary, so there are plenty of times to see each other naked and feel completely comfortable like that. Nobody rushes to cover themselves while changing into a swimsuit, and of course, we always get into the sauna nude. I still wouldn't stare, but it wouldn't hurt to get a peek or two, right? Just out of curiosity. Look. Damn. Nick is leaner than I always imagined him. His twinkish build is usually hidden under the flannel shirts he likes so much. A heavy smell of chlorine hanging in the locker room hides his scent, unfortunately. I want his musk. The fluffier fur on his belly is paler than on the rest of his body, giving him a soft look. It reminds me of almond milk. I wonder if he would taste like it too. You have weird fantasies, Alon or whatever. Aro? I always thought he looked nice. But now I'm starting to have some thoughts I shouldn't be having. Nope, I'm not sure if we saw a penis there. It's behind that quick load. Okay, I should probably finish undressing too. I can look at him all I want in the sauna anyway. I take off the rest of my clothes, throwing them neatly and a stack of them inside the locker. Okay, you ready? I don't respond, closing my locker and turning the key. Remembering what happened to the previous key I held in my paw, I decided not to take it with me, but keep it in the lock. Somehow, I can't imagine another student wouldn't steal my underwear. You'd be surprised. I can't tell if there really is anything down there. I join Lake in the showers. There's no... could I, press a button to remove this so I could check? I mean, maybe I might want to do that. Showers. There's no separate stalls. Just one row of shower heads from the wall. And I take the spot next to him. Ah, cold. I chuckle quickly, looking at Lake. Looks like Lake is even less cold resistant than I am. I press the button, and the water spurts pouring onto me. Yeah, it's really cold. I wash myself quickly, rubbing the liquid soap on my fur, paying special attention to my armpits and groin. It is important to be squeaky clean before a sauna. The porous wood of the sauna benches soak up sweat easily. It's better not to carry any bacteria into the sauna on our bodies. Shoot, are you supposed to do that? I've been going to the gym for a long time, and I've been not as sweaty as when after you come out from the place, but I don't share between the gym and going in there. I should probably ask my friend to boot that. Okay, see you there. Mike finishes his shower in under a minute, springing out of the cold water and hopping through the cold tile floor, grabbing a towel on his way and reaching the men's sauna door. I'll join you in a minute. Mike disappears in the sauna, closing the glass door behind him. I finish the shower quickly, not really keen on staying in the cold water any longer. We came here to warm ourselves up after all. I walk away from the shower, completely soaked, a wet fur clinging to my body. There's this stack of fresh towels at the entrance of the sauna. Only now, I remember what I did, that I didn't bring one with me. Bless the guest house. I'll take one, start rubbing it vigorously. Get rid of as much moisture as I can before entering. No point in drying myself completely. I'm going to be soaking wet in no time anyway. Ooh, nice. Granted, you might be nude. I open the sauna door and enter immediately, feeling the intense heat of the burning coals on my fur. Ah, this is just what I needed. This place is really neat. Not only is it surprisingly big, it also has a glazed wall too. Glazed? It's one of the fanciest saunas I've ever seen. It does look fancy. The ones back home are usually a bit less fancy. Mike is sitting in the middle of the bench with his eyes closed, relaxing. I decided to take the opposite bench. The whole saunas are as now anyway. It'd be easier to talk now if we are facing each other. The heated wooden floor burns my paws, so I quickly spread the towel on the lowest bench and sit down on it. I prefer to work my way up, rather than go for the hottest place first. Dots. Phew, I really miss this. I lean back on the wooden bench, feeling the tension slowly escaping my body. There is no new age music in the sauna. No birds chirping played from the speakers, which is how it should be. Hey! Nick is still sitting with his eyes closed, but I can hear a quite content rumbling emanating from his chest. His chest rises and falls steadily with his deep breaths. It's so quiet here that I can actually hear him breathing. Lake? He opens his eyes, finally looks at me, corners of his snout curving upwards into a slight smile. Dark? This is a really cool sauna. I know. I was happy there's a sauna here at all, but this? A glazed wall? Now that's cool. And what a view it has. Yeah, it has a pretty nice view right there. If only somebody moved their hand. Yeah, the views are certainly magnificent. The first drops of sweat start to dribble down the light-colored fur on Lake's torso. It really is hot and humid here. Is it hot in here or is it just me? Oh right, it's a sauna. He must have poured like half a bucket of water onto the rocks before I came here. It's a shame that there is no lake outside the guest house though. Well, there's a lake inside the guest house. Oh, by the way, that's not your real name, is it? Lake, I mean. What made you think so? Lake chuckles quietly and looks outside the window. I was wondering why he didn't ask about that earlier, actually. I had the rare chance to choose his name for myself, so I decided to go for an English one. I wanted something easy to pronounce, too. I knew I would move out to the country, so I wanted to have a name that would remind me of Finland. And what's more Finnish than lakes? Apart from saunas, of course, but sauna doesn't really make a good name. I can relate to that. How did it work in your case? Lake's expression doesn't change. I can see reluctance in his eyes. That's a story for another time. I like your name. It's pretty unusual. He looks at me with his lively crimson eyes again. He looks really handsome in the warm light of the evening sun. Dark? There's a certain softness to his voice I haven't noticed before. My heart is hammering in my chest. I shouldn't stay in the sauna much longer. You and Torulf? How'd you two get to know each other? Torulf? The slight smile he had on his face all the time says he stays there, but now it looks more apologetic than happy. I can tell that he's a bit flustered. He's an interesting guy, but I'm sure you've noticed that much yourself already. We've met at a cocktail place not far from the university, soon after I moved here. I was sitting alone there. He sat down next to me at the bar and started a conversation. Since then, we've met from time to time. I don't know many other students here. It's nice to have someone you can visit sometimes. I can hear my heartbeat. This isn't good. We weren't here very long, but I think it's time for me to leave. I better go now. You want to stay some more? Nah, I'm going to. I've had enough of heat for a while now. We'll stand up and grab our towels, leaving the sauna. We step in the showers, both panting heavily, completely drenched with sweat dripping from our fur. How come they have such a fancy sauna here, but only those lame cold showers? What if I give you the real... What I would give for a real lake hop? A real lake to hop into right now. Sorry, my reading abilities are tanking. I have been reading for quite a bit. Granted, I haven't been reading all day. Oh yeah, that would be nice. Cooling down is no less important to the sauna experience than sitting in the sauna itself. Yeah, I'd hop into a lake in a heartbeat. Woo. Wait. Wasn't the door outside the corridor, back in the corridor? Looks to me, Lake looks at me with a mischievous smile. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? I think so. What if someone sees us, though? Come on, who could see us here? And if they did, what would they do? Throw us out into the snow? It was your idea anyway, to go back out there. Don't back out of it now. I throw the towel onto a nearby bench. What the hell. It's good to do something crazy once in a while. Okay, let's do this. I feel like just continuing until we finish this one. Opening the door, we step out into the cold Arctic air. The gust of wind ruffles my bare fur, making us both shiver. Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3. We both jump into the fresh snow that's covering the ground with thick layer. A jolt of adrenaline hits me immediately. Forcing my body to cooperate with me, I start rolling around, rubbing the snow into my fur. So cold, I gasp loudly, feeling a burning sensation in my skin. Next to me, Lake emits a high-pitched squeal, comically springing up from the snow and all shivering. I stand up too, feeling a bit lightheaded and absolutely freezing. The snow melts down my fur, and the steam billows off our silhouettes in the evening air. Lake comes close to me, panting, his breath turning into white clouds. He locks eyes with mine, and we both laugh with pure joy. Enough? Yeah, definitely enough. Together we turn to the warm inside, invigorated by the experience. And with that, it's time to call it. The bugger. I hate... Like, there are times where it's like one thing and another and there's no CGs, and then you get an episode where there's like 2 or 3 CGs, like, okay, which one would I want to pick for YouTube? The one where you're cuddling a tiger, or the one with a lion that has his things covered? Though, now that I think about it, main menu, yes. What would preferences be if we took out the... But it's on. Well, I'm gonna have to check that then, because I think I turned it on. I just have to turn it on and off and see what happens. Anyways, end of this Let's Play. So comment, guys, I like comments. Tell me what you like, dislike, tips, woo, tricks. Otherwise, if you like my YouTube and like see growth, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos app growing. Please remember to spend your ammo so I have control the population. And until next time, let's make me GamerWolfSix of Dawn Chorus. See ya.